Good day, students. Welcome to our e-learning section of Patricia High School. Today, our topic will be focused on sketching or drawing of metalwork hand tools, and also have care and maintenance of metalwork hand tools. Now, let's see the first diagram we have here. This is a scriber, which we said it is used to scratch lines on metal workpiece. This is the surface plate, which is used for measuring and marking out of metal workpiece. This is the odd leg caliper, which is also referred to as Jenny's caliper, and it's also used to determine the center of a round bar. We have the punch tool, which is used for creating holes for drilling, and it's made of a very hard metal. We have the steel rule, which is used for taking down measurements on metal workpiece. We have the Veneer Caliper. It's also used for measuring of metalwork objects. Now, as you can see, it has two jaws, one below, one above. The one for above is used for measuring the inside of a round bar, while the one below is used for measuring the outside of a round bar or any other object. We also have the one at the bottom. It's called the depth probe. It is used to measure the depth of a hollow object. We have the protractor, which is used in marking and measuring of angles. Now, this one is like a Veneer caliper too, but its name is Micrometer screw gauge. As you can see there, the parts are the anvil, the spindle, the sleeve, the rotating scale. We have the frame, we have the timber, and have the ratchet. It is used for measuring metal piece that is very tiny, even as tiny as a thread. You can use this to take down the measurements. We have the file. It is used for cutting metals by removing rough surfaces. We have the hacksaw. It is used for cutting metals. Now, this one is also the chisels, or chisels rather. It is used for what? Cutting metal workpiece by taking off what? Taking off thin shavings gradually. We have the spanners, which is used in tightening and loosening of bolts and nuts. It's also a member of the driving tools. We have the screwdriver, which is also a member of the driving tools. It is used for loosening and tightening of screws into metal workpiece, or removing screws from what? A metal workpiece. We have the claw hammer, which is used for striking, and the other claw shaped side is used for removing nails from metal workpiece. We have the cross pin hammer, which is used for riveting in metal workpiece. We have this ball peen hammer. It's also used for riveting, and it's a special purpose hammer too. We have the planishing hammer. It comes in square or round face, but this one you can see here came with a round face. We have the blocking head hammer, which is used in metal workpiece. As you can see, one part of the head is what? It is squared, and that side is round. We have the straight pin hammer, which is used by a metal worker in producing metal work sheets. Now, let's see the care and maintenance of what? Metal work hand tools. We have the marking out tools. For you to maintain them, you oil the threaded and moving parts and friction surface of the hand tools. Store them also in a dry place. You have the measuring tools. Clean the surfaces of steel and protractors after use with a clean cloth to remove any trace of moisture. Now, that moisture is water. Why are you cleaning? To avoid rust. We have the driving tools, which says grind blunt head of punch so that the end is perfectly flat at right angle to the center of the punch. Now, why are you grinding it? In case it is blunt and is unable to make mark anymore on metal work piece, you grind. Now, wash grease and dirt from the spanners and punches after use. Brush off rough surfaces of spanners and punches. And only use spanners that fit nuts perfectly so as not to wear the nuts or damage it. You have the cutting tool, say keep chisels properly ground. Now that word ground means properly, I should grind it properly. The man should be sharpened at all time. Now you have scrape off all rust deposits on their surfaces. You also have the one that says keep chisel and files in a rack or box design to protect the cutting edge from contact with metal, because the more it touches metal without being used properly, it's damaging. You also have brush filings. Now these filings has to do with small particles or chips from between the teeth of the files with wire brush. Now we have an assignment there which says these 4 ways you can care for your metalwork hand tools, and 2, draw a diagram of a piercing saw. Now a piercing saw is like a saw, it looks like a hacksaw but not a hacksaw. It's also used in metal workpiece. Thank you. Do have a nice day.